Hello creators, and welcome to this tutorial where you will learn how to make an object snap on a specific place. For this example, we will use the StellarX Urban Space template in which we have created an emergency care training scenario. In this simulation, we have a victim of a car accident and the user plays the role of a paramedic. What we are going to do here is to create an animation that will allow the user to put an oxygen mask on the victim's face. And to do so, we need the mask to automatically snap at the right place. Let's see how to do this in Create mode. To make an object snap, you will need to script it using a canvas. So first of all, import one from the category Experience in your collections and rename it according to the object you want to make snap. For my example, I have named my canvas Mask since it's the object to manipulate and to position on the victim. To animate your objects, you need to have them in your canvas. So here, as you can see, I used a reference node to add the mask and the victim to my canvas. Now we need to create an event that will connect these two objects so we can trigger the snap effect. The node you will need to use for this is the On-Asset Collision node located in the Events and Triggers category right here. Once it's in your canvas, simply connect the outputs of the object reference node to the Asset A and Asset B inputs of the On-Asset Collision node. Here we are. Now the two assets are connected, and when they will come in contact, it will trigger something, like the snap. Before importing the snap node, don't forget to identify when you want this interaction to be active. Since it's the first thing that I want my user to do, I will import an OnStartCanvas node and connect it to my OnAsset Collision node. This means that interaction will be active at the start of the simulation. Remember that in StellarX you need to add an event to every animation you create in order to trigger it. I will link my OnStartCanvas to the collision node, like this, and then the link created will be blue, symbolizing a flow control link. Since we want to make the mask snap on the right position on the victim's face, we need now to import the snap node in the canvas. You will find this node in the behaviors category, right here. Then, as the snap effect will be a consequence of the collision between the mask and the injured patient, it becomes logical to link the On-Asset Collision node to the snap node. The link will be blue, again because it's a flow connection. It illustrates the sequence of events. If you paid attention to the node, you probably noticed that there is an asset and a target, two fields to which objects must be assigned. Logically, we should put the mask as an asset and a victim as a target. Small technical advice here. To avoid multiplying the nodes in my canvas and to lighten the reading of my scenario, I will use the remix panel of the snap node to associate the objects I want to animate instead of using reference nodes again. This is a technique I recommend to reduce the number of nodes to the essential and make your canvas easier to read. So if you point at the node and click on the thumbstick or Control for desktop mode, the remix panel of the node appears and you will see targets at the end of the asset lines. By clicking on them, you can directly select the object in the space. Here I will put the mask as the asset and the victim for the target. As you can see now, each asset is an integral part of the node and associated with the role. The animation could be ready, but you will see in the preview mode that something needs to be done before. Let me show you. When I pick up the mask and approach the victim, you can see that the mask has come off my hand but has disappeared. The reason is that when objects snap, they attach to their pivot point. And depending on how the object has been designed by the artist, the pivot point may not be the spot you want your object to snap on. Most of the time, the pivot point is located at the center of the object. So here the center of the mask has moved to the middle of the victim, and that's why it's no longer visible. But don't worry, there's a hack. I'll show it to you. Let's go back to Create mode. In order for your object to snap at the very place you want it to, you will need to use another object. And the best one is a sphere. Let me show you. I will go to the Asset Collections right here and select a sphere in the Shapes library. Now what I will do is to use this sphere as the target, so the mask will fall into its right place. Let's open the canvas. I have a snap node here and I'm going to change the target reference to assign the sphere. So I'm closing the canvas now and place the sphere where I want the mask to be. If we think that the attachment point of the mask should be in the middle, so right here, the sphere can be placed at the level of the neck, so that the mask is positioned at the level of the face. Because remember that the pivot point of the mask is still in the middle of the object. As the effect can vary depending on the object used, it's kind of a trial and error to know the exact position. But using the preview mode, you will be able to adjust the position accurately later. Okay, let's see what it looks like. So I take the mask, and when I approach the victim, we see that the mask is attached to the right place. Good news! Our sequence works well. As I was saying, it's trial and error, so if your object snap position does not fit the first time, all you need to do is adjusting the sphere position and rotation to create the right effect. There is only one detail left to fix. In order to make the situation as real as possible, the sphere should not be seen. There is a perfect node for this. Let's see it in Create mode. To show you how to hide the sphere, I have created a new canvas called Hide Sphere. In this canvas, I will import the node that will allow me to hide the sphere, and it's the Show Hide node located in the Behaviors category. Using the technique I showed you before, I will open the Remix panel of the node and assign the sphere to the asset line directly, like this. Since this node is designed to hide objects by default, I will leave the other fields of the node as is. Also, as I need my sphere to be hidden from the start of the simulation, I will use an OnStartCanvas node. I can then connect the flow out of the OnStartCanvas node to the flow in of the ShowHide node. That's all. Let's see if the sphere is well hidden in preview mode. The sphere is no longer visible, and now the simulation looks like more realistic. Et voilà! Now you know how to make an object snap on a specific location. If you want to learn how to trigger an animation after a snap, or learn more about the hide or show nodes, go to our how-to section on StellarX website or our YouTube channel. You will find many videos that will help you to create anything and experience everything. Welcome to VR, welcome to StellarX.